Okay, we're at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Cilea. Having some water infiltration issues in a couple areas, and we're going to solve both of them for them. First of all, here in this upstairs bank of windows that goes into like a media room, they're having some water infiltration along the base molding, basically, which aligns pretty much with this board right here, is the floor line. I was able to take off a GFI plate and poke a screwdriver through and basically touch the siding. So I think that's the primary issue right there, as far as the water infiltration that they're seeing on the molding inside, due to the fact that we see no other molding on anywhere up here in this exterior trim. There's no signs inside the sheetrock return. On this window, there's nothing on the vertical runs of the sheetrock return. Basically, there's no other signs of water infiltration other than the rot around the base molding, and the fact that we were able to basically touch the siding without any kind of tar paper or anything substrate wise, touch that siding with a screwdriver through that wall plate. So basically what we're going to do is just reseal that area in this siding here, reseal that area there. We're going to take off all of this 1x2 trim. Roughly, we're looking at probably, let's see, that's 4, 5, 10, probably about 22 feet of hardy 1x2 trim. And we're going to take off the existing trim. We're going to reflash the windows around that area just to eliminate that variable. And then we're going to reinstall hardy 1x2 exactly where this 1x2 was. So we'll seal that with a 50-year caulk and paint it. And then again down here we need to retack this board and see if there's any sheathing that we can do, with our slip sheets or any kind of flashing that we can do before we seal up this exterior area here with the 50-year elastomeric caulking. So those are kind of the scope of work for that area up there. And then inside there's about 10 feet of base molding that we need to replace, caulk and seal, and also paint that's been rotten away. Now in both cases we have the same issue, but in this case upstairs, if we find anything additional after we take off that base molding and start exploring around a little bit in there that's rotten, needs to be replaced. I did poke around on the floorboard, and the floorboard, the deck seems to be fine, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But if there's any ancillary, we did speak about the fact that would be done in a change order, once we start the job. Now here's the second area, is this back door. It actually looks like an in-swing door that was installed backwards. So we're doing a new door, an S132 from Therma-Tru, the Smooth Star, half glass, 2-panel below with the blinds between. And we're going to just turn it into an in-swing. They have a huge wall here with probably only about a foot soffit. So I think that's probably been contributing to a lot of the problem that they see here with this door. Again, so we're replacing the door, all exterior trim. And then what we're going to do is just use maybe some spray foam insulation, something along here. Again, it doesn't seem like there's good substrate on the wall. So we're going to start here basically as a solution and then kind of work backwards. But where we see these bricks, pretty much all along here, from the corner of the door over to the corner of the house, it's probably about 15 feet. We're going to just use some spray foam insulation and spray it up there just to create a water barrier to the inside of the house. And again, as I was poking around upstairs, I was able to put a screwdriver right through the wall plate, the socket area, all the way to the exterior siding and move that exterior siding. So I'm assuming the same is true down here, that there is no substrate. They just went with this, it is some sort of a composite board. They went with that directly to the studs. So just as a preliminary fix and trying to start smaller rather than replace the whole back of the siding, back home of the siding, with hardy, let's try this and use the composite board that they already have there. So that's our thought here, is just a bead of spray foam insulation up under here where we can see that there's nothing there. So put some just a good line of spray foam insulation there to try and seal that up. And then on the inside, what we can see is basically the same result on the base molding upstairs, is this rot. And then it does extend about another 1.5 feet back behind this cabinet here. But this is the issue that we're going to address here, is this rot that's coming interior. And you can see this threshold clearly looks like it was meant to be an exterior portion of the door that they just flipped around. And then the base molding issue continues here about another 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet. So that will all be corrected as part of our scope of work too. And again, as I mentioned earlier on the video, anything that we find inside the wall cavity after we take off the base molding, we will address in a change order, during the job. So that's kind of our scope of work. And here you can see the inside of the door. We also have some lines here that we want to check out. They did have a termite inspection, and the problem is supposedly gone. We just want to verify that this is concealed to the jamb, and just inspect to make sure further that it hasn't gone into the jack stud or the king stud. So that's pretty much our scope of work. Look forward to getting a solution and creating a solution to the problem here and getting this fixed once and for all. So thank you very much. We appreciate you guys working with us and look forward to doing the project for you.